Here we go. Alright, this should be live, it should be working. Everything here is intact, as far as I can tell. Man, yesterday I tried to stream, but Steam went down right after I started streaming when I was about to actually begin the battle. That was just really bad timing. But hey, we're here, and we might as well get the stream going, so let's go and see what we can do. So first things first, I gotta go and get that scenario up and running, so let's see here. New game, media content. I'm gonna load up that scenario. Hopefully Steam doesn't randomly do maintenance or something like that in the middle of it. It should all work. So take a moment. And then what I'm going to have to do after this is I'm going to have to update the scenario. Because I do still need to fix the issue of the NPC faction not being updated. It's still using the old version of the NPCs, which have their issues. They're using AI blocks that can fire across the map and all that, and the infantry are just aiming all their weapons up and using all the rotors to aim them forward whenever they detect something. That was my very poor attempt at trying to get them to not fire across the map whenever they're aiming at something. And then, yeah, there's a whole bunch of different issues. But hey, at least the new version should work fine once I get through that. We're gonna see if this loads. If it doesn't, then I have to close the game for a moment. Yep, there it goes. Yoink. Let's try that again. This will just take a moment. Sometimes it does that. Just wait for it to load. Now that should be right here. If we try loading it, it should be fine. Get some water on waiting here for the game to load. Yesterday we were doing, I believe it was Polania versus the Nordic kingdoms. I don't think I've seen the Nordic kingdoms in battle much. If not mistaken, the Nordic kingdoms are the ones that they don't have the what's it called? They don't have the Chronos, that's Albion. The Nordic kingdoms are the ones that have the Fenris mech. Then they also have they should also have they have the boats. Yeah, they have the boats with legs. That's gonna be fun. Just gonna try to get all this sorted out. Doing all this in the normal map. Which Polania has fairly small units. The Nordic kingdoms, their units are a mix of really tiny or really big. So we're gonna see how that runs. Let's put them right here and right over here. And then this is, I think, the moment when Steam went down for me. Yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get this going. So grab this cover from right here. And then we're gonna go on over and paste these on the other side. There's that one. Then if I go over here, I can do the other one. I don't expect this match to take too long. Both factions have access to artillery units, I believe. Yeah, they should have access to artillery units, and I guess the moment they get one, they'll completely wreck the entire map. Alright, let's get them all going now. That should be all the factions up and running now. Let's make sure that orange is enabled. Okay, living's all good. So right off the bat, doesn't seem like they're doing too much other than saving up. Because this map is really small, it's going to be really easy to travel around the place. I mean, really easy. Don't expect this battle to take too long, but it's up to what these units end up doing. I'll take it as a rule of thumb that if a unit gets stuck, I'll just remove the building that it's stuck on. Okay, so they've got some research. They've got a little video there. No unit's been built just about yet. Okay, we got some more research over here. So we've got a machine gun unit. That'll be interesting. Doesn't seem like there's anything being built yet, but that will change pretty quickly as I go ahead and save up. anything being built so far, so let's go ahead and take a closer look to see what they've researched. This one over here, they have researched a bit. They've got what's it called? Machine gun. Oh, they built one unit. He's just kind of stuck there because there's nowhere to go. So, Melania is definitely going for a machine gun or lead over there for the early game. They did build a single unit, but it's just kind of sitting there. Over here, they're not really building or researching anything. Or over here, anything? They research an anti-armor unit and a flamethrower unit, so they're definitely going for the heavier unit types. And they built another one. It's kind of weird how they spawn it in and they start going back in this direction. I wonder if they're detecting something. You can check their, no, their sensors aren't detecting anything, so they're just walking in this direction themselves. Interesting. Okay, so they researched a flamethrower guy over here. Or no, it's not a flamethrower, is it? No, it's, that's their exosuit with a heavy machine gun on it. That's gonna be fun. Lots of research, but not really building anything. We got sandbags at least. If they build some basic defenses like that, then maybe they can help it a little bit. What else is going on over here? Nothing much. Oh, great. The same unit has been built here. It's a basic unit, but it's something. That means that if I go ahead and get these guys to start walking again, they should turn around. So give them the command, and we're going to do something to copy this, Control C and go. Now with that, both of these guys should turn around and immediately start going towards the enemy. I can't wait till SC2 rolls out with subgrids and the correct mods to make this stuff work. And then I can actually just remake this whole scenario with better models for units. That'd be fantastic. So this guy is kind of in the middle here. That means that something isn't built over here. Okay, so there's definitely a unit advantage in Polani over here. They've also researched the field cannon. So yeah, Polani definitely has a bit of an advantage there. Thing is that this oil pump is going to get taken by the Nordic kingdoms here, and they're going to go ahead and get more income. With more income secured, that means they're going to make more units that are a lot better. So they've researched landmines, which is nice. Okay, so the first oil pump is unclaimed. Whatever units this guy made over here, I guess they just, I guess they died from old age. That's unfortunate. And I think this guy is about to immediately get stuck on a building. Let's just cut the building free so he doesn't get stuck on it. Let's look over here. This guy's stuck. Nobody even gets stuck on this building right here. which if I cut it free, it should be fine. Definitely hear more stuff moving around. I think Melania is just sending out all their units, heavier machine guns and everything too. More basic units moving around. This guy is just chugging along at his own pace. Alright, let's see. Are they researching anything much? They got a grenade here. They've not been researching too much over here. What about over here? Anything interesting? They got that machine gun unit at least. Not too much really going on over here. The first battle's going to begin pretty soon. This guy over here is trying to sneak up on him. Rania's just sending everything. Oh. There goes those explosive barrels. There they go with their very poor accuracy. He removed his weapon. Yeah, that's not looking too great over there. How's this guy moving in? He might be able to do some damage. There he goes, he's taking some hits already. There he goes, completely wiped out. Now they don't have any targets to focus on because they haven't really built anything, but they've definitely been saving up a lot. Who knows what they're going to be researching? Maybe they're going to be saving up for a mech or something, because that'd be interesting to see this early on. They got a lot over here. They've researched their exosuit, their mortars. Oh. Did Steam go down again, or was that just Wi-Fi being weird? Unexpected error occurred while joining session. Is it Steam? Is Steam having issues? Or did I just set all that up again? I probably got to set all that up again. Oh, that's annoying. It kind of sucks that whenever Steam goes down, it signs you out of the game. And the thing is, I have autosave disabled so it doesn't crash trying to save all the battles and everything happening. So yeah, we're gonna set all that up again. I'll sit here for a while. Oh, that's annoying. The good news is I can just do this. So I can just go up here, do this. And we waited there for how long? Like half an hour? Half an hour. And then Steam had a small hiccups. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get this going again. So let's go and get that up. Let's hope it doesn't do that again. The next one is going to be right over here. This one. I think the most annoying part about that issue is that even if you're in a single-player world, when Steam goes offline, it kicks you out without saving, which is just like, it's really annoying. Yeah, I just gotta deal with it. Let's see. There we go. And now we just press the buttons and wait again. Put in those right here. To make things a little bit easier, I'm just gonna remove all the buildings that are throughout the map. I'll just start doing that. Can't take too long. The map is now clear of most obstacles. It's just some trees and stuff, which is fine. There's individual blocks. Now units can just pass through however they want, with pretty much no problems. Nothing really going to move, so sometimes they'll just build on top of that. And we'll go and move that one too. There we go. So in this map there's only 4 oil pumps, so whoever gets them is just whoever gets them. Just kind of observe what's happening here. Same basic research, nothing too much going on. Lanya's already going for a different approach here. I should just save on performance a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these two. There we go. So there's just less stuff loaded in general. And if I get a decent distance away and save the game, just gonna go all the way out, like really far away from all this stuff, look away and then save the game. There we go. That way, if a crash happens again, we'll end up back at this spot. And hopefully it'll load properly. As long as I'm not near any projections, it should be fine. Okay, so it looks like Albion's already built a unit. Just a basic unit going forward. Not Albion, this is a Nordic kingdom, so I guess I'm a bit confused. Even though they're completely different. Lanya's definitely going a lot more aggressive here with their research. Alright, so I'm gonna just climb on up, and I'm gonna just like look at this battle from like a top view. I'm gonna go AFK for a little bit while things are researching and just, you know, slowly building up. And when I return, we'll see if things have actually got a little more intense. Maybe I can disable the background audio with the wind and stuff. There we go. There we go. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, there's not a lot going on here. There was some infantry moving back and forth around the place. Seems to be mostly Albion, or not Albion. I keep getting that mixed up. I don't keep getting that mixed up throughout the entire episode here. Mostly Nordic things around here. They're kind of just wandering around, not too much really going on here. Occasionally firing at things, but not too much. Let's see what they've researched. Mostly infantry and stuff. They also got a sky bike there, which is going to be a big problem. Or Polania. What else? We've also got a scout pick over here. Interesting. This Polania researched. They did build a wall over there, so some forces are going to start coming over here. They've got infantry, they've got their exosuit, mostly just basic things. What about this one over here? Just infantry. Only infantry. Okay. So yeah, Polania is at a major disadvantage here. Especially because it seems that the Nordic kingdoms here, the Nords are basically sending in stronger and stronger infantry units to explore. It seems like they're all just going in that direction. So they're going to be taking even more income in a moment here. Things aren't looking too good over here. I hope they have a plan to be able to defend themselves here, because they don't really have much. Oh, something's been built here. A single infantry. And it's better than nothing. And they're already starting to send out more and more of these units out. And they're just sending all the anti-armor units. And the fact that they have the sky bikes is also just going to be a massive problem. Skybike is one of those. I guess the one's over there. So yeah. Just double checking nothing broke there. They actually got this legit when it was gone. Oh, there's a lot of units in their way. The Nordic kingdoms now have 2 oil pumps, so we're gonna just get way more income. That's gonna be really rough for Polania here. They are at a severe disadvantage. They did have infantry over here. Pretty sure they did. Okay, so things here are definitely not looking too good. I sure hope they have some kind of strategy. If they can get like some kind of like decent mech or something, that would probably help out, but the thing is they already have anti-armor units out and about. So I don't know how effective that's going to be. Well, they're just researching everything. They got heavy machine guns, they got field mortars, they got field cannons. The whole lineup over there. Over here they're also getting studies up and running. And gaining income really quickly. I think Polania is going to be in a lot of trouble here. They've built an exosuit. You know, exosuits are actually pretty decent. They can actually hold their ground and do quite a bit of damage. It's basically the same as an anti-armor unit, but just more heavily armored, with a shield as well. So it can at least defend against something. On the other side over here, they built another unit. Another basic one, it's very cheap. Something to stand out at least to help defend everything. That unit's starting to turn around now. If at least if this guy can go over here, they can at least take back that. Well, that's not looking good. Over here, they're sending a whole bunch more of these infantry. I'm assuming that guy got taken out at some point. This is going to be a heavy unit type battle for infantry here. Well, it seems like they got distracted going after something over here. This is basic rifleman. He's going to be going all the way across. Something has been built over here. It's a field mortar. That's going to do a lot of damage. That's not good. Field mortars do really, really well against really slow units, especially if they're big. Well, that's not looking good. At least Polania has captured that. But they're sending more mortars over here. That's not good. This guy stopped. The fact they stopped is probably not a good thing. Direct hit. He's been eliminated, so they took back that oil pump there. They built a barbed wire and they're sending out a grenadier who decided to just sit down and take a break. At least Polania secured a little bit more income, just for a little bit. That allows them to at least build up a flamethrower unit, which can be pretty helpful. Look at all these guys exploring. In the meantime, these guys sold both of the things. They're still focusing heavily on their infantry. Not much on their mechs, but that's okay. Oh, they got an exosuit out here, which then just died. Okay. Let's make it daytime again. The field mortar is trying to attack. Thing is, he's like barely getting out of the way. If he stops for even a moment, he's gonna get eliminated. All that mortar fire is just raining down. Oh, it's not for me. Yeah, we got mortars attacked from two different sides here. He just needs to get out of the way. Explosion. Well, I need to sending out even more troops out here. Another basic guy. He's not supposed to push the other one. This got flamethrowers is pushing along as well. Oh, they hit his program block. No, his remote control is what got hit. Things aren't looking too good over here. Did they research anything good over here? Nothing too much, just building some more defenses. What about over here? Still just basic infantry. Anything interesting going on over here? They've researched their first mech. That's going to be interesting. Oh, they built a sky bike over here. Things are not looking good for Polania at all. They don't have any way of fighting against that sky bike right now. And that's kind of like it's going to just cause a lot of chaos. You got multiple skybikes in the air. That's not good. Ouch. That looks like it hurt. Still a bunch of infantry just running around here. Both of these guys are too damaged to move. They have field cannons, everything moving out. They got a heavier mech research over here. Okay. That's kind of scary looking. Since I saved up enough, they could theoretically start making mechs. What about this one over here? Are they building anything? Not really. Not much really going on. It's just units just running around back and forth. That field cannon over there is going to be a really big threat. And the skybikes are definitely doing some damage as well. Some mortar strikes are getting closer and closer to their targets, just going around. Oh, flamethrower actually managed to do some damage. Looks like Polania is almost entirely defensive, so they are occasionally moving around and trying to capture things. They've actually managed to secure this area here, which they want to capture this oil pump, but they need to move their forces just a little more for that to actually work. Both of the skybikes seem to be just around here, just slowly taking all the units out here. There's 3 skybikes. The Nordic Kingdoms just have complete air superiority in the early game right now. Field cannons are already starting to get into battle here. Let's check out the sensors and all that so we can no longer retire this stuff. In the meantime, these spy bikes are just tearing apart everything that's over here. You can't even build anything without it getting shredded. I guess maybe if they build a bunker here, then maybe we'll do something. They do search the machine gun bunker, which isn't too bad of an option. What over here? Anything new? Just infantry and basic defenses, nothing too much. There's another field cannon on the move over here. Let's see, they still have their mech there, but they haven't built it yet. Over here, they've got 2 different mechs researched, but they're not building either of them. They're still focusing on the early game units here. It works. Sending a lot of these early game units is actually a really solid strategy, and it works really well most of the time. Since most of the units are moving that way, that gives at least some time for Colony to start moving their units around. So a lot of these units are now starting to move up around there. Those field mortars and infantry are definitely going to slowly tear that apart. We've got just everything slowly pushing up over here. We're definitely just researching more and more stuff around here. We've occasionally just got field cannons set up. Or they're already starting to hit the base. This guy doesn't build anything, he's basically cooked. Well, at least this one over here has been building. A little bit, not much. There's not really much they can do. Almost nothing left of that unit. All this is just attacking on all sides here. Yeah, it looks like they have one guy over here that's actually being able to fight back a little bit. Hopefully he could do something before the field cannons get there, because it's going to do a lot of damage. The mortars aren't the most accurate, but they definitely hurt. The field cannons are more accurate, but they have less range. Now their damage is kind of just really focused instead it's like a burst. So that's going to do some serious damage to that base over there. Guess he's trying to figure out where he wants to go real quick. Or maybe if he's lucky, he might take out that field cannon. Yeah, all those hits are definitely getting closer and closer. They've built another machine gun unit here, they'll go ahead and try to help. This guy here got stuck in the landmines, let's get him moving. Surprisingly, not too much going on over here in terms of building or research. Like, sure, they've got some mechs, but they haven't actually built them. They're just sending out more infantry and field cannons because they know it works. I mean, if the strategy works, then why keep going with it? Or, yeah, if the strategy keeps working, just keep going. No need to change the strategy if it's working perfectly fine. Unless you want to improve efficiency and stuff. I guess, I don't know. That cannon's not good. This guy's still moving. Great, it's still moving again. This guy's gotten close up here and might be able to do something. That field cannon has its eyes on him right now. Oof. Well, that was a direct hit. There's a whole lot of units slowly moving, and we even got a heavy machine gun out here. So infantry are kind of just not going to be able to fight that at all, unless they get around it. Yeah, they researched their basic mech now. Surprised that they skipped that. It's not good they've also researched their basic mechs, so they might actually build those and send them out. Those would be very useful in the early game here. Got a lot of these guys going towards this area over here. Melania is still just doing an uphill battle here. Slowly trying to save up at least something. Occasionally sending out infantry because that's all they can really do right now. And if they're lucky, they might be able to take out something. They've got 2 field cannons already trying to attack at long range over here. And they sent out an exosuit. That'll be useful. Ouch. Yep, that shows you how dangerous field mortars are. There's some battle happening over here. Ouch. It's just raining mortar fire on this one guy. I think this guy's just walking away. Just going over here. Casually walking towards where all the units are coming from. Oh, our mech is unbuilt. And the mech is falling over. That's unfortunate. I guess I have to add an AMDS system to that mech so that it won't fall over as easily. Or just a balancing system in general. So it was working fine for a moment and then it decided to fall over. As I constantly try to switch between targets, cause it to just lean over and fall. It'll still be useful to send there, at least for now. And Nordic Kingdoms did build their first mech, so that's something. Oh, they've got another one over here. And this one's actually working perfectly fine. It's not falling over at all. Well, that one fell over. This one has no problems. This mech is gonna cause some havoc as he explores. Unless it trips over a tree or something. It's one of the weirder looking mechs. Yeah, it works pretty well most of the time. There it goes. Oh, he just completely wiped out that the exosuit. Yeah, Plania is just cooked. There's nothing they can really do right now to face off against this. Because this unit specifically is designed against infantry. It has absolutely no air defenses, but it's focused entirely on taking out really light units on the ground, like so. Dang. Oh, there's even more mechs spawning over here. So they've got a melee guy going forward. Because in the mortars are just cleaning up those guys so they can get closer. These guys are sending out whatever he can. If anything even works. So here, you know, a bunker could be a good option to defend here. This guy took some hits, and he's fallen over. Thing, there is just so much going on right here. Like, they can't even do anything to defend against this. The melee mech is also on its way. It's already got its shield up. He's missing a leg and he's still just crawling forward. At least I know the flamethrowers work really well against the exosuits, so they're just sending another one. To hopefully do something. Building another one of those really tall units here. To be honest, those worked really, really well against infantry. Like, they really just, like, shredded through them. That height advantage means that it really doesn't get hit by anything ground level either. Those units are very cheap too. They just keep on making them. Sending some more units here. These guys are going on around, trying to do something. Thing is, this mech is more designed to fight against other mechs. Definitely taking damage. Some friendly fire back and forth here. Did his balancing system get hit? Might have been hit. Pretty sure his balancing system, yeah, his balancing system got hit, so he's just stuck on the floor there. He's not gonna be able to get up. At least the field mortars and cannons might be able to mop up a little bit over here. Things are not looking good at all over here. At least this one over here, they have a little bit of space to breathe. Just a little bit. Yeah, still just occasionally sending some infantry out. Just a bit. Just got chipped over a tree. And they got a field, well not field thing, it's just a cannon bunker here. So if any of these guys try to get too close, they're gonna get shredded by that. Multiple field cannons in the game over here. We've got multiple of those, 3 heavy machine guns. That's a lot. These right here are really, really dangerous. Does help. Alright, looks like the other mech decided to get up now. Its balancing system may be hurt, but it still has enough gyro to just get up and move normally. Oof. Yeah, the field cans there are gonna hurt a lot. They got 2 of those bunkers. That's quite a bit of damage. These guys are trying to get close enough, but the thing is, those have more range than they do. Nope, there he goes. At least they did manage to capture that. So now Polania has a little bit of income, but the Nordic kingdoms have also captured this little pump right here. Which means that the Nordic kingdoms still have the same income, but Polania has at least a little bit more. And they can use that to at least maybe research some mechs to turn the tide. So, right now, I think that door is already... yeah, that door is already closed. They've already got some heavier units out here. They're starting to send out a lot of mechs. What, have researched a field cannon too? They're not field cannon up. They've got anti-air and anti-destroyer cannon researched. That's a lot they've spent. But this heavier unit here is basically going to work really well taking out other mechs. Oh, dang. Friendly fire from a cannon? Oh, these are just switch targets. These guys, now that they have a little bit more income, they can actually start making some defensive structures, maybe? That would be helpful. You see here, these guys are just pushing this out of the way. And all these field cannons are slowly moving up so they can do more damage. They're definitely hitting these infantry at long range. something exploded over here. Oh, both of those mechs exploded. That's unfortunate. Well, their big heavy mech and the mech that fell over are going now. So that's unfortunate. Over here, let's see. They managed to research 2 mechs over here using their Lincoln, which is fantastic. Those mechs are going to help a lot. Looking over here, this is still going to be a big problem. They've got another melee guy moving over here. They've got heavy machine guns and field cannons all moving up to do even more and more damage as they get closer. Now over here they could build a mech if they wanted to, and that'd be really useful. They have to save up a lot for it. And they built an airlift. So with an airlift they can actually just pick up their forces and move them around the map. They can also just use this machine gun to take out a lot of these. Over here they've got another, oh, this guy's just falling over. Yep. They built a small bunker here. It's just a basic one, but it's able to actually take out some units, and that's going to be really good for defense. Things are definitely picking up on both sides here as they're both focusing their defenses. Those cannons are starting to break the base. If I'm not mistaken, that was connected to... No, actually, no, that's fine. If it broke the other one, it would have disconnected whatever the unit that was, which they haven't researched yet. So, yeah, the shields on that base are down, so now it's actually able to take damage, and that's going to be really bad. Just knocked each other over and trying to get back up. Got a lot of forces going over here, and I think that's because over here, with just these guys can try and do a little bit better. Yeah, they're building a lot of infantry to try to take some more stuff. In the meantime, they've got anti-air defenses over here, so if Melania decides to make any air defenses, or sorry, air offensive, like skybikes or airlifts or even gunships, they're going to have to deal with that. They've researched an artillery unit over here. That's pretty much the end game here for them if they can build that. This base over here still hasn't researched any mechs at all. Oof, okay, there goes an infantry unit already. And these guys have a bit of income saved up, so they could try and make a gun mech. If they build a Smiali, that would be a really good option for, shooting down the airlift and, taking things out from range. It's also very fast, which gives them a huge advantage. But if they decide to make the Lek Coast mech there, it has a little bit of range. It also has melee, which means you can clean up a lot of things at close range. It also has more armor than the Smiali, so it can actually take some hits. Options, options, options. So I guess with these units here, it depends on what their priority is. If they want to take out these melee guys, the Lek Coast might be a good option to be able to fight these off. This is melee versus melee. I don't know, because if it's just Smiali and it takes out one of them, it's not going to reload in time before it's to deal with the other one, which means it's probably a loss. And those cannons are getting closer too. And the heavy machine guns are also slowly closing in, so that's going to do even more damage. Their option? A anti-armor unit and a grenadier, which is... Well, the grenadier is doing something. You managed to take out a leg. Okay, well, that happened. Like, well, that's a 2-in-1 kill there if that was an accidental kill. Now this guy is now trying to focus on other things over here. They're building more anti-armor units to try taking out more of these mechs around the place. And these field cannons are definitely getting closer. They're already starting to fire long-range shots. These guys researched the Smiali, so they could actually build that as well. They built another one of these guys, but I think it tripped over. Tripped over that. Definitely got out of balance consistent to that whenever I update the scenario. There's another airlift on its way. Those field cans are definitely proving to be a huge problem. Oh hey look, they built their artillery unit. This just gets pushed out of the way here. So yeah, Bolania is definitely not looking pretty good here. They're going to be taking a lot of damage if this guy starts to move around. Slowly repairing itself from the damage it took. It should work perfectly fine. Like its main artillery is located there, so whenever it's fully loaded and ready to fire, it's going to kill itself. They built a bunker here. It's a machine gun bunker too, which means it can do some serious damage. It's going to use those lighter machine guns to take out units on the sides, and its main machine gun's going to focus that way, being able to take out some more dangerous units. But the thing is, it still has a pretty big disadvantage when it comes to field cannons from range. Seems like the field cannons focus on trying to take down this infantry. And of course, it also has a major disadvantage because of these mortars. The long range on these can actually take those down pretty quickly. And its heavy machine guns just going to shred through all the, pretty much just everything that's around you. So yeah, that bunker isn't going to do too much. Unless these guys get close enough. And that bunker's almost in range of the, of that. So that's not looking too good over there. On this side, they've built a small grenadier. A sky bike going. Some damage has been done, so now I can fire up a little bit. So I can't aim straight up. But we got another one of these guys moving forward, and there shouldn't be anything in the way of him, so he's just gonna go charging forward. Oh, Polania has secured even more income. Alright, so they've taken that oil pump, so now Polania might be able to defend themselves just a little bit better. Oh, that's not good. They lost whatever that was in the middle. So they can't build that anymore. That heavy machine gun got close enough to get in range, so it's going to get slowly destroyed. Yep, there it goes. That is also got taken care of. The artillery tried firing, but it looks like it hit itself by accident. That's unfortunate. The team got stuck on a tree. And yeah, that tree is blocking it, so it's basically hitting itself with its artillery whenever it wants to fire. Just because it's leaning a little bit. Things are definitely not looking good there. This mech here is going to be a huge problem. Oh. It's changed course. All these units have changed course. They're all focus firing on this over here because they've got multiple bunkers. They're the cheapest bunker available, but still kind of dangerous. this is one of Polania's field mortars, and they're going to find that straight up. They might actually get lucky with a hit here, or not. It's hard to tell if they're firing long range or short range. They do have 3 modes. Yeah, they're targeting long range because they want to take this out. That field can took out an infantry that's over there, and this is not getting on range over here. The gun somehow got stuck behind the leg there. It wants to turn, but it can't. Oh, there goes a leg. So yeah, that guy over there is nothing they can do. That guy's turned around to go and try to help a little bit. These guys have focused their fire back in this direction. Did they research another mech? I think they researched the Strasnik, which should be really useful. Especially because there's a lot of small units around. These 2 field cannons managed to get stuck on each other. That's kind of funny. The artillery here is stuck for now. That's unfortunate. Still have more heavy machine guns moving up here. And the heavy machine gun wants to turn that way, but it can't turn more than a certain angle. We do have other units slowly moving up. Building another melee unit. Over here. Somehow this took damage. Anything else they've researched? They researched the Fenris, looks like, which is a really big mech. It is a large melee mech, which would be useful if Polania had larger units. I don't think Polania has any other large units just about yet, so the Fenris isn't the most useful unit. I think these are going to trip over that, so I'm going to remove that so they can actually travel without falling. Oh, Polania's finally got some Smialis up in them. 2 of them, in fact. One of them's losing a leg. The other one is just moving along at full speed. That's unfortunate. So we got some mech stuff going. That mech is maybe trying to move up as best it can. See out here? The bunkers are just doing their best to take care of everything. There's just a lot going on here. Things like Polania was just saving up a lot just to be able to send out that defensives. You can see that offensive is actually working really well for them right now. This guy is falling backwards a little bit, but he is firing his cannon. This guy's just doing a bit of melee here. This guy's still moving forward. I think he's stuck in attacking mode, but he's still able to move forward a little bit. Got multiple guys who fell over. Has chipped over some things. This thing took some damage, it's able to move forward. I'm gonna move that so it isn't in the way of anything else trying to spawn. Here they're just sending more and more units. This guy's getting in the way of all these guys trying to walk. There's definitely some combat happening out here. Oh, there goes the locking system. I think Polania definitely has a massive advantage now. They're going to be pushing up quite a bit. It seems that Polania has control of 2 of the oil pumps, while the Nordic Kingdoms only have control of 1 right now. We got a Miriam that gets stuck in a tree. I guess that's something. They've got this guy who is stuck behind a building over here, but he's trying to fire through the building and do some damage. There he goes. It's been taken out, but at least it did some damage. Looks like this the anti-air has been damaged. That's taken damage. Definitely firing behind here. I don't know if they did any damage. They did damage behind the building a bit. These guys just have a habit of falling over. At least while they're falling over, like away from base, they can still use defensively, a little bit at least. They built another one over here, and this should be moving forward just fine. As long as it knows what to target, it won't fall over. Polania decided to go for repair strategy over here, so they put a repair an aid station up, and it's going to repair their units that are damaged over here. At least by repairing them, that means that these units will be back to working perfectly fine. This guy might actually go back into the field of battle. I think he still has some other things that are damaged. But once everything's all repaired up, he'll just go back to doing whatever he does best. There's a lot of battle going on over here. They're just like trying to get that guy right there. This guy lost a bit of his front leg, but that leg was optional anyways. Polania definitely has our units up here, doing some damage. In the meantime, this guy over here is, he's basically made it all the way over here. He's just gonna cause some chaos. These bunkers are going to do their best to hold the line here. I can hear a lot happening in the distance. That's a problem. Oh, they took off his leg. Okay, well he's falling over now. And that means that all these guys are not able to get a little bit closer, maybe? The repair station there is doing its best to help repair this guy. He's taking way too much damage. I think that was... this guy got too much vision. That's unfortunate. The skilled motor managed to sneak around and it's trying to attack everything it can, but it's gonna go down pretty soon. There it goes. Got this guy over here. We're just gonna be just kicking around all those guys. Oh well, his axe has been destroyed, so now he's just gonna run around with a shield. Or not. See if the land is researched. Some interesting things. They got Strasniks over here. Researched. What about over here? Anything interesting been researched? This is just a basic mech, so I'm not going too much. Just focusing on whatever they've got that works. It does look like the Nordic kingdoms have taken back this oil pump though, which means that they're going to be back to building larger units again. Looks like these have finally realized that there is an enemy mech here. Every time all these are trying to fire away at that. Oh hey, they got a Strasnik up. Whether or not it's actually going to work, I don't actually know. I think they might have taken some damage as it spawned in, so it just stopped moving. Just in case I could just go up to it and where's this one? Yeah, just leave them alone. So now that's gonna start moving. That's a lot. They're definitely building more of them. So, based on where they're eating, I think it's a common event patroller. Yeah, the event patroller. This needs to go to that patch. So now, it should just begin walking. This is value right here. 0. It stopped walking and it started moving again. At least those guys are going to start moving around at their own pace. Maybe it's because they're just turning immediately to go and help out this side. Hey, at least we got some of them moving around. That is very slowly just dragging itself forward, which is a problem. You can see they've already lost some of their bunkers up here, and there's a lot going on here. Looking at distance over here, we still have... They built a little bunker here, but it's completely blocked off by this. I'm gonna do that. More units moving around. It'd be interesting to see them build that big unit, because that'd be interesting. Now these are pulling off a lot of work. Yeah, these are gonna hurt. There's a charge with the Sneolies. Look, I run by and just kicked out of the way. Now, I thought they'd just taken back this. Beautiful. They've completely wiped that out. One of the Strasniks, not beginning die, just take out one of the other things. There it goes. Now these Strasniks are going to go ahead and figure out where to go next. Which it looks like they're going to turn around and try going that way. They're gonna go and secure this area over here. The Nordic kingdoms are not in a good spot here. He proceeded to get stuck there. He was charging after all this, but he got stuck. They built more anti-air turrets over here to make up for the loss. And they've got more of these smaller units just pushing forward. Yeah, so Polania is definitely building up, little by little. And that's gonna be pretty good for them. Let's go and try to get more of these guys moving along here. The more of these infantry we can get walking, the better. This guy is in no position to really move much. This guy's pushing that, I think he's just move it. As this guy starts moving. And of course, this bunker right here got in the way of the units being able to move. He's kind of just missing that part of him. In the meantime, all these other units are just pushing up. It doesn't seem like this guy has noticed that there's an enemy mech next to him. But the enemy mech has noticed him and can't really fire at him because of the weird angle it's falling at. Let's get this guy walking again if we can. Okay, walk. This one. There was a Smeoli here. I think it got listed out of moved. There we go. Now he's noticing the units to get taken out. Rip. What is that? Ouch. The Nordic kingdoms have taken back this oil pump. So there's a mortar fire here that's trying to hit this infantry. It's getting pretty close too. And unfortunately that guy got noticed. Oof. Over here with Skyvex just trying to take out these units right as they spawn in. Not looking too good over here. What about over here? Anything new they've been researching? Not really. They've just been building some basic things and then just spending on small units. If we look at a camera like this, it's just gonna keep moving along. Just basic infantry. And it costs like, what, 5 points? It looks like the Nordic kingdoms are trying to take this back a little bit. They're definitely trying to hold the line there. The Nordic kingdoms have all 3 oil pumps now. So that means they're going to be able to build some much larger units pretty soon. That's that. So plan is... The response is just to send a melee unit. In the meantime, they've got some infantry and anti-infantry moving up. They've got this anti-armor unit as long with an anti-infantry mech. anti-infantry mechs are pretty cheap. They usually go between 50 and 100 points, depending on how powerful they are. I think these are technically only 100 points. Ooh, that was a nice hit. So everything here is already gonna start trying to take out that mech. He missed. And that mech just needs to get a little bit closer and River will do damage to those. See, Polania is taking back both of the oil pumps here. So these oil pumps are just going back and forth between both factions. Yep. Definitely going on the offensive against this base again. Which has some pretty good income, but I don't know if they're going to build anything to try defending more than really are. Maybe they're just sending more and more infantry up. So taking out those bunkers over there is going to be really difficult. I mean, if anything, they might be able to damage them if they have the right unit lineup, but with the units that they're sending... Ooh, that was a nasty hit. So this base can no longer build defenses, which means they have to rely entirely on the units they produce. Now that armor is removed. Yikes. Like I said, Polania is at a severe disadvantage, and I mean really bad. This guy doesn't ship over. I'm also going to remove some of these guys that flipped over. There we go. And that ability isn't supposed to be on top of things like that. There we go. See, now this guy's moving forward. And both of these guys are just moving around, and some repairs are being done over here. Polania isn't really investing all that much into their mechs, which could be a huge problem for them. Over here, seems that the Nordic kingdoms are relying more on their mechs, which is a good thing. Those mechs can do some serious damage. As you can see, those infantry can't even touch them. That. I think I should remove the mechs that fell over, but at the same time I should leave them there because they were actually purchased at some point. Only if they get in the way. Okay, so we got two of these anti-infantry mechs moving in over here, and they might do some serious damage. This one over here is just shredding through all this infantry. Because this one over here is getting within range, which means pretty soon it'll start taking down those bunkers. Unless it loses a leg or something. Yep, there it goes. 3 bunkers hurts a lot. This mech has already fallen over. That's unfortunate. But there are some more units on their way. Ever so slowly, just moving up. Here's this guy moving up with a flamethrower, which could be useful against the bunkers if he gets close enough. Let's see what else. They haven't invested in big mechs all too much. We've got another Strasnik over here moving along, as well as a heavy machine gun, so that'll be useful. I don't know if this guy's going to target infantry or other things. He might try to take back the oil pump. I'm not quite sure. Or I could just come forward to ignore the enemies around him. Definitely a lot of damage being done over here. Those mortars definitely can attack from outside the range of those defenses. Seems like they're trying to attack that. Oh, never mind, you got Smeoli up and running. These mechs move really fast, and that gives this faction a huge advantage, because you can go from one side of the map to the other just as quickly as possible. Of course, you can see they've got a field cannon over here that's also helping out. They're just running on over here, they want to take that back. Oh, there goes that infantry. They've got the oil pump back. It's charging directly into this guy. It's gonna push him out of the way. It's just gonna charge through the defenses over here. Those 3 bunkers is quite a bit of firepower, and they're very lightly armored. There goes that. This guy's losing legs and he's taking a lot of damage from all sides. There goes all his legs. Yeah, that's the end of that scenario. So this field cannon is still doing some work. Trying to take out all this, but the thing is all these units are slowly moving up and trying to push them back. They built another melee guy over here. So they've got a shotgun unit. That's going to be fun. They cost 300 points, I think. Which is kind of expensive, but for where it is, I think it's a worthy investment. It's just a lot of damage all at once. Plus, it has some decent armor too, so it can actually push through. Melania still has control over most of the oil pumps. Who have got one of these armor units. We only saw one of these earlier in the match, but it unfortunately got wiped out. He's got a lot researched over here. Now, this is going to be dangerous. There's another Smeoli just charging the lines over here. There we go, just took out the heavy machine gun. That's trying to fire. Oh, never mind, Smeoli down. Ouch. At least I got everything else here that's just moving up enough to try taking them out. So that machine gun it's got there is really dangerous. He took out this guy's leg before he can even spawn in. Both of those legs. There's some damage being done over here. It's trying to fire really long range after this melee guy. Seems he's more focused on attacking over there. Accidental friendly fire. Now he's realized that there's a target there. He might try to get back up. Get a good aim on him. That just barely missed, going in between his body and his arm. It's not looking too good for this guy. He can definitely get back up. He's just trying to aim at this simultaneously. Just needs a moment. Heavy machine gun in range, and a good shot from the anti-armor unit. That was impressive. I think this guy's gone back up. Well, these mechs are going after that base over there. this is in the way of this guy being able to move, so let's get that going. This guy spawned and stopped moving entirely, so let's get him moving. Looks like that heavy machine gun is doing a lot of damage. Well, rest in peace to heavy machine gun. This guy may be missing a bit of his leg, but he can still move if he decides to get back up. So I don't know if they took out his ability to aim his turret or not. This guy can't move, so I'm gonna remove him so that we can actually spawn other units. Definitely a lot going on there. This will be with melee guys just charging on blue. It's just far away enough that they didn't get the air turret into the region, I think. So he is getting within range of this, and I don't know if he's going to get close enough to actually be able to use some damage. The good thing is there are multiple of these bunkers here. It's not going to allow him to get close. The anti-air turret is doing its best. Can't really quite reach him though. Oh, he's missing an arm. That's going to be really bad visibility to move. These guys just got stopped in their tracks entirely. Let's get this guy moving. Oh, they researched the gunship over here too. So they're definitely using their advantage of the points to research as many things as possible, so that way they're able to build more units. You know, being able to build more variety of units would be really good, because things are usually more expensive to research than they are to actually make. But they're sending a small army over here. Now these guys are moving. Thing is, that fallen over mech over there is just gonna do a lot of damage to these guys before they can even get close. But they've got another heavy guy over here if they need. There's some spare shots going back and forth. Ouch. They're trying to build whatever they can to stop them from firing. Those stray shots are really dangerous. This guy is now moving forward to do some more damage in return. Oof. Now these guys are getting close enough to actually be able to do some serious damage. There we go. We've got Smialius is charging over here. Backup has arrived. I guess it's because the skylight up here is falling over. I don't remove that skybike because it's technically supposed to do it. No. That's Mialius is charged through as best they can, and now it's being targeted by both of these mechs. Well, that's not looking too good for him. That mech is falling over. The heavier one has also been taken out. SVL is topping forward a little nub now. It has no weapons left, so it can't really do anything. This guy's stuck on the buildings. I'm gonna remove the buildings so we can actually walk. Get him moving. See what else is going on. We got multiple guys stuck on all this stuff over here, so let's see if we can get them moving. This guy able to move? This guy's stuck on that. And we got an exosuit over here that's also going to do a lot of damage if we can get him moved. This guy is stuck on that, unfortunately. It's not able to move, and should go through. Another melee guy's been built over here. It's gonna charge through and try to do some damage if he can decide what to attack. If you can go to the middle, we'll deal with that guy. We can go deal with all these other guys over here. Which are definitely gonna be a problem at long range. Oh, it's kind of moving. It's a lot of fire going back and forth. Got more of these really tall mechs moving forward as well. Oh, this guy is a spawn camp and then whenever they get past this point. At least they're just building more Smealies to go around and do more damage. The Smealies are really cost efficient for doing a lot of damage. They're fast, they're cheap, and they hit really hard. The only problem is they just don't have armor. They're really easy to take out once you have heavier units. This guy is just skipping on past everything else. He's going straight for the bunker over there. That's trying to take out that field cannon. It's almost in the range. There you go, just falling over. He's just Smealy is kind of just stuck on there. I just need to hold the line there for a bit. We got a whole lot of units moving around over here. One of these guys got built, but his leg took some damage, unfortunately. These guys sit off there to the side. These guys I'm going to deal with that Smealy. Another field mode over here trying to do some damage. I don't think it's going to be successful. Let's try by going up closer. You see, that guy is trying to take out the Smealy. The Smealy is nice and safely tucked away behind there. So that's lucky. That's a bunker on the bunker, and we leave that. Anything new researched over here? They've definitely researched their own artillery. Which is great. The artillery can do a lot of damage. If it even gets a chance to be able to do that damage. They still haven't built that Penless yet, which I think would be really cool to see. They've got a unit over here that's stuck on bunkers to scare all these guys moving. If we let all these infantry sit here without moving, they're eventually gonna stack up And the more program blocks that are running, the lag it'll get, so get them up to the front lines. That was part of the match. This guy is probably still functioning. This guy's slowly moving forward. That's what we were probably doing against us. Remove that. You can tell the smallest the Strasniks being spammed are a really good option for playing me here. They're able to do a lot of damage for really cheap. I'm definitely able to push up a lot. You can see Polani has control over these two, the Nordic Kingdom's still control over that. It's not really a lot that could be built. That's falling over the right spawn, that's unfortunate. I don't know if this guy and that guy is not contributing to the battle. I do want to save on the frames. This guy's still contributing. Because all these guys just pushing forward. That's definitely not good. He's on range of just everything right now. This guy isn't able to fire anything, that's really good. Save some frames. I think he's about to get in each of his field cannons, or not both of them, just cannon bunkers that want to target him. Or maybe they're too focused on that. Or that. Both of these are just pushing up over here. This is the leftovers of a field cannon or something, I think. Oh, that guy going onto that. There's just a lot going on over there. They finally taken out that unit that was stuck on the tree over there. There's a lot going on just everywhere. This guy is stuck over here. I think his turret control is damaged, so you can't really move off him. He's in a weird spot where a turret's can barely even target him. The anti-air turret wants to target that guy, but he's not really close enough to do it by then. Are they researching any mechs over here? Not really. They're just sending more and more infantry out. I guess this is a way to keep the pressure up without spending too much income. The infantry definitely work. This guy's been gone for a while. We've got units all over the place. There is basically nothing left of this guy. That's what we're doing. I think this guy lost a sensor that tells him where to go. I think that's what happened. They've got another one of these guys, which is going to be super useful because they can just take out all the smaller things. And they got a Smioli just charging forward over here as well. That's actually a really good choice. Oh, it's going straight in. That's excellent. There we go, just wiped out that infantry. Okay, that was incredible. So this base can no longer build defenses, which is good because they've been spamming those anti-air turrets. That was an incredible shot. kind of stuck. That's damaged, but still capable of doing stuff. All these units just sitting around, they don't have damage being done everywhere. This guy's gonna move forward to try to do some more damage. And I built another Smiali over here, who's just gonna charge him as fast as possible. That'll be helpful if it takes out that one guy in the middle. Or maybe the Smiali might get stuck on a tree. Anyways, this guy over here. Not Smiali, starting to take some damage. There's a whole lot of melee guys coming out of there too. This mech is completely armless. Smiali is just charging through and try just stepping over past those guys. I think he's going over to assist over here. Just if these melee guys don't do too much here. Ooh. He definitely did something. It's this guy just rolling around the place. Yep, he's unwiped out. Here we have a bit of a battle, but the thing is this guy doesn't have any melee weapon left. So we can't even damage that. We've got another Smiali over here who is now going towards the middle. We got a Strasnik out here, it's just charging around. And the Smiali is basically switch targets. Oh, finally got it. Okay, they're just wiping out everything and they're going to be charging forward as best they can. They built another melee guy out there. This guy's balance his balance system is basically gone. This guy's charging forward doing everything he can. And everything out here is just complete chaos. So landmines. Yep, there he goes. This skybike is just completely out of control. It's probably going to crash into something pretty hard. It's narrowly missing the wall over there, and it's probably gonna slam into the wall over there. That's gonna do a lot of damage. There it goes. Actually, because the walls are fragmented, it doesn't actually take any damage. Yeah, that's definitely not good for it. It's gonna fall somewhere. Still have more of these just charging around the place. Those sensors that make this thing pop are basically gone. Right. Let's get more of these guys moving. Still haven't made the big one over there. Oh, they're really easy. In terms of income, they have enough if they wanted to make it. See if we can get these guys moving. Oh, that guy can move. Oh, these guys should be able to move as well. Oh, with all the shotgun move over here, that's gonna do a lot of damage. It may not be the fastest unit, but it definitely has the armor. There's those over there. This guy's gonna fight this melee right here. Seems like Polania has taken that as well. So Polania has had a huge disadvantage. Now there's 3 of them. The only one that has been claimed is that one over there. The Nordic kingdoms have taken that one back. Polania has also researched their own artillery over here, which only costs, what, 300 points to build? Oh, they've built one, and they're immediately firing it over here. It's gonna do damage all across the field. We're building a Strasnik to escort it. That's gonna slowly move it along. This guy's stuck on a tree. I'm gonna remove the tree so he can actually move. Oh, they built a heavy guy over here. That is really dangerous. This is gonna trample everything. You can see how they've been losing mechs over here, but the big mech is heavy enough that it doesn't really matter. This mech is dangerous because it's just like big old Tesla thing here, which will do some damage from range. Then it has a giant claw here, which will just completely eviscerate anything that's near. Not only that, because of its weight, you could just ram and crush anything that comes across. Shotgun guy over there wants to fire at him, but that might be his first target here. They just narrowly missed each other, just barely. It seems like it's going after their base over here. over. This thing is so big they can't even fire up at it. It's gotta step on some landmines, but it's so big it doesn't really matter much. He's gonna go and just crush these, just like falling on them and picking them out of the way. Get just every single one of his steps just doing damage. He should be able to get up just fine. Oh, they built another one over there. Yeah, they're just terrorizing the place. Over here, you can see that artillery is not firing against everything in the middle here is about to get cleared. Everything has gone way more hectic all of a sudden. Never really even that because that's going to be a problem. That over there is just firing everything. You see this guy over here is doing damage. One of his weapons got stuck over here. He's gonna keep on moving forward. Doing damage. He's doing bursts of damage at a time, which is great. This guy's falling over, but he's gonna get up pretty easily. Once he does, it's gonna be a lot dangerous. This over here is still being a problem. He's already taking out one of the bunkers. And he's just charging forward whatever he can. That anti-air unit over there, anti-air defense is going to be a huge problem. Definitely charging forward, being a bit of a shield. Just push him up. You can see over there, Smieli's coming up behind him, which is actually really good. Even though this guy lost his main weapons, he still has a secondary weapon he has to get to reveal. He might end up using it on this. Unless the sensor port got destroyed, which is a possibility. I think it did get destroyed. Thanks. This over here is just... This thing over here has just been destroying everything. Well, that's a direct hit from a mortar over there. That's really bad. I don't think this base is gonna last much longer. Direct hits. So looking at the damage that's been done here, it does seem like this entire part here has been completely torn from the main section. Has it been completely torn, or is it barely connected? No, it is actually torn from the main section, so we'll remove that. They are left with only whatever they've got here. They can't even build their basic infantry anymore. They are relying exclusively on mechs now. Which means whatever income they have is going to be used exclusively on mechs. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. It's kind of your losses ability as well. You're still basically, it's basically just a big old arm with husk here, just basically going to, distract everything while everything else is pushing forward up here. Got a whole lot of units just pushing up here. This guy has no way to fight. He's going to move him. guy's missing a bit of leg here, but he can still move. Let's get this infantry up and moving again. Yep. That Mike is getting back up. At least it's trying to. This push here is being a problem for him. Because of that, now one of those guys actually managed to get close to do a lot more damage. This is getting in range to be able to do some damage here. Whenever it wants to, it might target some of those bunkers, which are going to be a big problem for them. Here, this is firing again. I don't even know if it hit anything. Or if it even fired at all. I think it might have gone damage at points where it's unable to fire that. No, it's just busy repairing everything else. It's fine. This gunship over here is helping out. And that guy is trying to get back up to go ahead and join the fight over here, but he keeps tripping. He'll get up eventually. You got another one of these guys getting close. There's just so much going on. This guy's firing away at this guy. Maybe that's why he isn't able to get up. Maybe his balancing system got taken out. The artillery is basically just there. Yep. The artillery is basically doing every damage it could. Plan is just sending more and more units out. They've built another artillery here, which is now to prepare to fire. That's just gonna clean up everything that's left in the middle here. Actually, there's a couple things that need to be removed here and there. That's me always in a bad spot, and he's just barely dodging everything. Nope, there it goes. I mean, it's still people moving around. Columbia is holding on strong. These guys haven't even researched the super big unit yet. The big melee guy is definitely useful in his own ways. It did break a lot over here. Really heavily armed as well. Columbia has researched everything. Oh, they've researched the mobile bunker as well, so they could use that to be their armor unit to push up as well. And also they researched over here. I don't research all too much. The most useful thing over here is the artillery, which they are sending over here. Man, they sent that all the way out there, and this guy can't even build a defense to rebuild that either. Oof. Here goes all that. They're just building more of these gunships. Which I think gunships are really good against really big units. Right. These guys haven't been taken out yet. I think the fire launcher, yeah, it's in the back there, so they're still alive. Very much still alive. This guy's still really good defenses. But I don't know for how much longer. Sad is right there. All that artillery hurts. Just wiping out everything around you. Oh, there we go. They've wiped out a whole bunker with that. All these guys are just pushing forward, trying to do whatever they can. I think the azimuth on this thing is broken. It's doing whatever it can to fight back. With whatever it can. Got all those melee guys around here trying to clean up everything, but these melee guys can't really get close enough to these guys to actually do enough damage. The plan is just working all of them. They're going to be researching some pretty big units soon. Just mop up the rest of the stuff here. This guy's fighting away. He took out all the weapons on this, so this thing is just There's not really much that can be done here. Sending out some more infantry to keep the pressure up. But we got another one of these shotgun guys. We managed to get stuck on an oil pump here. These melee guys, they are able to resist the machine guns for a little bit, which is useful. They do need to close the distance if they want to do more damage. And these guys over here have been focusing a lot on their defense. They got a lot all around. And this right here is going to be a very big problem. This can't tear through everything once it gets close enough. I can still build, he's taking so much damage. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to actually make anything. Or if he even can make anything. I haven't seen him build anything. His timers are still intact. He's definitely capable of building, he's just decided not to build and just save up. And all of the, yeah, all of the displays are gone. That's some damage. Nope, and our artillery as well. Ouch. That's a lot of damage. They're still alive though. They've just taken a whole lot of damage. It's not like all the artillery and everything is switching targets to go over there. You see, everything out here is just doing everything it can. They're just full defense mode right now. The anti-air basically strips this guy of all his weapons. And I think his ability to move as well. This guy's getting dangerously close though, so he might actually be able to do some melee damage. I hope these guys have a plan. They have a little bit of money saved up, so I don't know what they're going to be making, if anything. He's trying to do damage, but I think all of his weapons are gone. Well, he has one. That one. Which isn't very effective right now. He's just like punching that. I'm going to take a look at this base over here and just see what's left of it. So look underneath here. He's lost the ability to make his basic infantry, so no more basic infantry. And he cannot build any mechs except for these two, which he has not researched yet. Or actually, he can't even make mechs at all, because that's been disconnected, isn't it? Yeah, he can't make mechs at all. Which means this guy is effectively just out. There's nothing he can do. There's a whole lot going on here. See, Polania is taking over this right here. You can see they're just wiping out everything systematically. Like in daytime again here. This guy's trying to get close enough to do some damage. It's got more units moving up the range for here. There's a lot moving around. We've got a mobile bunker up in there, so that's gonna be going. There it goes. That's gonna move very quickly and do a lot of damage. So this late in the game, I don't think it's very useful. Right now it's just all siege weapons that are gonna be more useful than anything else. This artillery over here is trying to get close enough. You're just taking damage though. So they might be able to hold on for a little bit longer. Look at everything out here trying to do what it can. Airlift's moving in as well. Oh my gosh, they've just wrecked all of that. Never mind, this bunker is actually really, really good for this stage, because it's just tearing everything apart. See, that's trying to fire its artillery, but it missed. I don't know what's going after over here, but it's really like nothing here. Except for like maybe these ones here. See, that missed. Oop, directed to his leg over there. This guy can't even build defenses anymore because they've all been completely wiped out. So we've got all these guys going around just cleaning up. I can remove all of this because the space is no longer here. Yeah, they're literally just cleaning up with whatever forces they have left. So all these guys are just going alone. It's just a small army over here. Yep. That's gonna do a lot of damage, and it's all just pushing forward. I don't know what these guys are going after. They're going after something that's over here. Could be some kind of debris, or maybe like a brand new unit that got stuck somewhere. There goes that. This guy right here is missing his front leg there, which is going to be a big problem when he tries to aim. Yeah, they're just building more and more and more of these. Yep, there's some artillery being fired, and that's a good shot too. A lot of damage. His fiber launcher is still alive though. And in terms of units he's lost, I think... let me go see what it is. That guy's now moving in to finish off whatever's here. How many units do is the ability to make? He lost the ability to make these two. And now everything's just going after the base. Another unit that got stuck here. I guess they're detecting like a phantom meter or something. So I'll go back to this eventually. Ouch, that goes on those. Yeah, they're just wiping out the ability for them to make more and more of this infantry. So no more infantry there. In terms of mechs, I could still make more mechs. Well, things are really rough to them right now. Just sending more and more and more of these guys. And Flanagan hasn't even researched their biggest unit yet. They technically have an even bigger unit, and a airship as well. Have they done that over here or no? Nope. Either of those have been researched. It makes sense because they're really big and expensive, but... some artillery being fired. Ouch. Then might have disconnected his ability to make infantry entirely. Yeah, you can no longer make infantry. Which is really unfortunate. No infantry means he's stuck with mechs? Yeah, just mechs, that's it. You could try making basic infantry as well. Oh, looks like this guy climbed out. Just falls along the other mechs. He's gonna be doing repairs to himself and eventually he's gonna stop playing game, or he'll explode somewhere. All these guys slowly moving over there. Every time I try making something, I just take them out. Yeah, they're just finishing off all of his abilities to make stuff. The field mortar is also coming in too to do a lot more damage. Is guy unable to keep moving? It's zone the community. This thing's still just spinning, just breakdancing across the battlefield. We're just going after these one now. Mine is supposed to be saving up constantly, so they might actually see able to make that biggest thing eventually. Or something like this could happen. Is he gonna keep clanging, or what's gonna happen here? Just have to take out this firework launcher there, and they win the match. Once exposed, so one of them's definitely targeting me. This thing is spinning and giving problems. I'm gonna move it if I can. There we go. Another bunker, this in the bunker. The firework launcher is still just right there. These guys are slowly saving up too, so they might be able to make something. They built another artillery over here that might go over there and finish off everything. We've got a lot saved up, so they could just finish researching the big things. We've got more of these guys moving along. The whole world, he's just going around over here after this one thing. Maybe after these guys build something like that after it too. Well, it seems like they're trying to build defenses that they don't have. So that's unfortunate. This guy finally decided to fire something. Didn't really do much. Oh, they've researched the big unit now. That's going to be an expensive unit to make, but you know, they have the money, so they could just make that big unit. I believe that was the Victoria, I think it's called. And they've researched their big airship over here too, so they can build that. And I just have a little bit of everything going over here. Just slowly doing damage out here. Not the most effective, but it's something. And that field mortar is just doing a lot of friendly fire there. And they're all piling up over here because of a single barbed wire that was there. Eventually, it's gonna make one, like, some money. Don't know which one, but it's gonna make something. There's more and more mechs piling in this one area. One of these is going to have the range to actually take out that base. Or at least when something spawns, they were all going to charge in after the base itself. It's really just a waiting game at this point. Let's see at what, 200 points? They can make a variety of mechs, but there isn't really much they can make that actually be able to counter that properly. I'm like trying to think of whatever options they have. I think a melee unit would be really good, but they gotta wait a while. That's 300 points per those. Still trying to buy defenses they do not have. At least they're just continuously sending stuff over. They're all going after this. Smeali definitely wants to take out that base, but there's just a mass of different things here. Might as well do some damage. At this point, Polania is kind of like a big unit and just might even be able to use it. I'm just building airlifts and just more mechs around the place, just nothing to target. Yeah, that we're just building more and more mechs. There's just no goal in sight. We're always waiting for this guy to build something. He definitely has the ability to do so. He's researched every single mech except for like these 3 here. That means they didn't research their gunship, they didn't research their special airship, and they didn't research their heavy UST. It would have been interesting if they used that, because I think that would turn the tides a lot. Even in this situation, it would be able to help a lot. What are the chances of this mine? Well, not much, but it's something. It's Smeali has a long range enough to attack that, but it's definitely some distance. They used all their money to buy something they can't even make. Is it a research, or is it just building something that they can't make? Probably tried to build something they can't make. Because they think they still have access to their building arm over here. They think they can still build defenses, but they can't. Smeali is still just running around here. I think there's just way too many units in the way, so you just cannot fire at any of them. Got like 4 different guys here. That guy wants to target that, but he just can't aim for him. If this one was to turn to his side just a little bit, he would be able to do something. This guy really doesn't do anything, there's nothing to do. At this point, I'm just going to research everything. So a lot of explosions happened here. So you can build those two units, this is just you want to. This guy has gotten in range enough, but heavy machine has just barely gotten range enough to actually be able to attack this. But as to get a welder, we can actually check. 97% health. And this guy can build basic infantry. You can build basic infantry, so you can just build that. So he's just choosing not to build it, I guess? Maybe he's just biding his time. Oh, they finally built something. Now, like, everything starts going in that direction. Now that that's been done, everything is going to slowly go in this direction towards the last known location. And from there, they can just take out the base just by getting near it. Yeah, everyone wants to get over. See, Smeallies are ran over. Okay, they just made their big airship, but they made it too late, but they didn't even detect anything. Now that's just fair. Yeah, Bill cans just about getting in range. This guy got stuck being all floaty. It's a weird voxel glitch. You see, everything else is just charging forward in that direction. I'm just building more and more things out here, but just do not know where to go. Maybe think of the airship over there, it could do something. What is this got? It's got a big machine gun down here. Everything else is just anti-air for the most part. Multiple field canes just trying to do something. It wants to attack it, it can't. to push this forward. This is broken. Let's see how this is working. Slowly getting close enough. Total damage is being done, and out here, I don't even think the people are even making mechs. A lot of their mech building capabilities are just going out one at a time. Of course, an arrow comes over and pulls them away. Can you even make basic infantry? You cannot. I'm waiting for him to make a single type of mech right now. Probably on the table. So, yeah, I'm just gonna set up Alamia wins this battle. There is nothing that the Nordic Kingdoms are gonna do. I mean, against all this, there really is nothing that can be done. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and exit without saving. That was fun. That was a 3-hour battle. That was definitely simple one. I'm going to delete this file to we're gonna go ahead and look at the rankings here. I'm just gonna drag this over. Now if I go over to display here, see Polania won this battle against the Nordic Kingdoms here. There we go, and if we go over to the Nordic Kingdoms, right over here, they lost the fight against Polania, isn't that just here? Now if you're going over here, okay, the current winning faction is still the NPC faction. You can see it's pretty much tied here, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Seems pretty good so far. Alright, so next time we're gonna see how things go with the next faction.